Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It's time for our weekly recap of Sistas. This is season 2, episode 21, and it was titled Where the Heart Is. Alright, y'all, before I jump into this recap review, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit it with a thumbs up along with the share button. Alright, y'all, so this episode this episode ain't get good until the end, but you know that's usually how it go. Let's go ahead and jump into it because we got one more episode. I'm like, damn, how you only gonna give us 22? He trifling. But anyway, Zach, he like closed the door because you know Aaron had bust all in there thinking she was being attacked, but she was being attacked by that. Anyway, Aaron go to sit down because child, he can't even stand no more. Karen like, oh my God, stop it. He was like, I did stop. She was like, just let me go. He like, I did let you go. She was like, look. He was like, I didn't mean to do it. He apologizing and stuff. And she telling him to leave. He like, look, I got to put my clothes on and stuff like that. I can't just walk on out there, you know, dangling all out. I mean, he did see something. I hope he learned a few things and stuff. She's like, oh my God, why we keep doing this? Like, what kind of spell do you got on me? He was like, you ain't got no spell on me, girl. And so, because, you know, his shirt was all popped over. He was like, I ain't got no buttons. Look what you did to my buttons. She was like, just get dressed. You got your tank top on. Like, you got your beater on. You got your shoe. He was like, but you messed up my Timbs. Like, how your shoe even come off? He was like, you saw I was getting it? She was like, look, just get dressed. Let's get out of here, child. So, Zach come out talking shit. Talking about, you still here, man? Why are you worried about that? Just get dressed, fool. So, Pam... I'm so stupid. She go over there to Karen like, girl, what you need? You need some water. You need some hand sanitizer. You need some baby wipes, girl. Like, what you need? I said, not the baby wipes. But anyway, Karen like, girl, no, just go. She was like, but you told me to close up. She was like, girl, just go. She was like, all right, but I gotta go in and get his phone. What is you doing? So she come out with her Aaron phone. So I'm like, here go your phone. It's all charged up. No, it's all charged up for you, okay? It's all charged up. You need anything? Okay, all right. Well, bye, Aaron. It was good seeing you. Keep your head up. I was cracking up. Karen like, girl, just go. So Pam ends up leaving. So then Karen goes sit beside Aaron in the hair bowl chair or whatever. So she like, well, say something. He was like, what you want me to say? Like, girl, I just saw you getting your back broke by your ex-boyfriend or whatever. So what would you like me to say? He was just like, she was like, well, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. He was like, what'd she say? I didn't want this to happen or whatever. And he was like, well, how did it happen? She was like, I don't know. He was crying. I started crying. And then, you know, he had touched me. And then we was butt naked. And he was, you know, we was about to keep out and on the wall. So then he was just like, you still love him? She was like, yeah. But I'm not in love with him. No, I'm not in love with him. He was like, well, did you need a sex that bad? You know, maybe me asking you to abstain was too much for you. Like, maybe that was too much. No, it wasn't, Aaron. I'm so sorry. I don't know. And he was like, well, you know, I know you love how I support you. I know you love how we talk and we communicate and stuff like that. I know you love everything. She was like, yeah. And so he was like, but you just want to sex more or something like that. She was like, but I just wanted it all. Is that too much to ask? And I'm like, no, girl. But you knew this man wasn't about no sex. So you should have just got a bullet, a little vibrator, something. You know, they ain't got no Adam and Eve. They ain't got no hidden treasures. They ain't got no what's the thing called? Not pure romance. They ain't got none of that around there. I know they got that in Atlanta. They got some freaky deaky stores in Atlanta. You couldn't have found you something like, you know, shit. You could have asked goddamn Calvin to let you borrow. Never mind. But anyway, you could have did something, Karen. But he like, look, I think we just need to be apart. She was like, no, I knew you was going to say that. Don't say. He was like, well, I think that's what's best. But maybe I don't want to be apart from you. Maybe I don't want to be apart. He was like, well, what I just walked in on, tell me that you need your space, okay? She was like, all right. But, you know, my heart is with you. He was like, no, I wish that was true. Your heart is with him or whatever. And she was just like, all right, I'm so sorry. He was just like, don't be. He gave her a little forehead kiss. He looked at her like, damn, bitch. I wanted more for you. I thought I was more, but I see I'm not. And then he chucked her with the deuces and he grabbed his little phone and then he left. I said, oh, poor little Aaron. But you know they're gonna be back together later on, child, because you know Tyler Perry can't never end no goddamn relationship. Anyway, we see Bree and Danny, they driving over to Andy's house or whatever. So Danny keeps saying, like, I'm telling y'all this is not a good idea, but y'all won't go over there, so that's what we gonna do or whatever. Bree, like, tell her that, you know, she want to go out with Jacoby and stuff. And she was like, good, you should go out there. And she was like, please don't bring up the panty boy. Don't bring up the panty boy. And she was like, that's not his name. She was like, look, you just need to be done with him. And I'm with Danny. Please just be done with him. Please. We is all sick of Calvin, okay? So then Jackie, Bree get a phone call. It's Jackie from the credit card department, child. She was like, hey, you know, this is Jackie from the credit card department. And did you get the video I sent you? She was like, oh no, what video, girl? She was like, it's a video I sent you of the person. It looked like it's a female or whatever. And she signed the name Zach. And she was like, oh, okay. She was like, well, I went ahead and sent that to you. Let your friend know that, you know, show her the video and see if she recognizes the person. And then let her know we're going to reverse the charges or whatever. She was like, oh, okay, I'll take a look at it. Danny get the phone real quick. You know Danny. We want to look this up. So they looking. And she like, ooh, who is that? They like, I do not know. So then Danny like, wait a minute. I seen that girl before. She looked like one of Karen's clients or whatever. So she like, girl, giddy up on that pedal so we can go over there and tell her ass, because you know she don't like being wrong, and I cannot wait to see her face. So Danny having too much fun. What about to tell Karen that it was not Zach. So now it was one of Karen's clients or whatever, which to me don't make any sense. Like, how she get the credit card? Like, Tyler, make it make sense, child. I guess we're gonna find out how she got the credit card. Cause like, how she get the credit card? Did Karen like leave it out, or did Pam leave it out? Cause it's the business card, so maybe Pam had it and then she laid it out or left it out or something like that. But Pam don't seem like the type that would have left it out or whatever. I'm just glad it's not Pam, because I was thinking it was Pam at one point. Or Pam, because somebody said in the comments maybe it was Pam's new boyfriend, but it was a lady, so that rules that out. And then if it was one of Karen's clients, then how she get the credit card? But anyway, y'all put it down in the comments what y'all think. We see Calvin and Maurice, which this scene we really could have did without, because it was, to me, it was just dumb and useless or whatever, and it just made Calvin look more gay. Like, oh Lord, I wish the storyline was that Calvin was gay, because then it would make sense, you know, his mannerisms and stuff like that. But he said he metrosexual. I'm just like, oh, okay. But this scene didn't really give that, but who is me to judge? Anyway, he ironing clothes. Maurice coming in afterward. Maurice saying like, you know, hey, how you doing, girl? How you doing, bitch? Or whatever. He ain't answering him and stuff. And he like, what you not finna do is ignore me in my own house. Calvin like, well, look, bitch, I paid half of the rent. So, boom, I can do whatever I want to. And so then somehow they come up on Maurice apologizing and stuff. And then Calvin like, well, you just couldn't wait to run that tea and spill all that information and stuff and yada, yada, yada. And he was like, well, you know, I was jealous because I thought you was up in there with some man. And then I was like, well, what's wrong with me, bitch? I'm sexy or whatever. I got all this body yaddy. Why he don't want me? So he was like, no, that wasn't even the case. You just wanted to run down there and tell that and stuff. And he was like, no, that's not what it was. And so Calvin said he ain't gonna talk to Bree no more, and she want that thug dude at the bank, and who's a thug working at the bank and stuff. And so Maurice like, I thought the same thing. And so Calvin like, he probably casing the joint. Like the way he was just talking, it was just like, Tyler, is you trying to convince us that he not gay or that he is gay? Like, I'm confused. But anyway, he was just like something. I don't know how they got into some kind of argument, and then Maurice ended up calling Calvin a booty bandit and buzz and all that other stuff. I was just like, what was that? Was pointless. Like, I'm so over this Calvin storyline. Anyway, we see Zach. He at the house. or the empty house, you know, where they building and stuff like that, and he cleaning up and stuff. Fatima come in there, child, and she was like, well, you know, I was trying to call you and stuff. He was like, oh yeah, you know, I got busy and stuff, so I was ignoring my phone. She was like, all right, well, I got something for you, you know, the man wanted to get me to get this to you. So she gives him like a fat ass thing of money. I would say he ain't got no bank account. They could have just direct deposited the money in his account. Like, the fuck? Like, who just walks around with a big ass stack of money? Like, he a drug dealer? Like, what's popping? Like, what's going on for real? But he was just like, well, what's this? Is this legit or whatever? And she was like, yeah, they already bought the houses. Somebody bought the houses and they gonna build a store or something. I said, what? So that ain't make sense to me. Is that what she said? Because I really didn't feel like rewinding. But I think she said they was going to build a store. So I'm like, why would they build like the houses that's there, they just built them, right? So why would the new buyer tear down brand new built houses to put a store there? That don't make no sense. But whatever. This Tyler Perry. I got to stop. I'm trying to figure shit out. But anyway, he all excited and he like, ooh. And she like, yeah, but I want you to invest it. He was like, wait, what? You just gave me $25K and you want me to do what with it? She was like, well, invest it because they buying up property everywhere and stuff like that. And you going to get your money back tenfold. You just investing in stuff. So he was like, all right, well, all right, here, take it. He was like, no. Let me get it back. Let me get about 5,000. Can I take about, he asking her, can he take 5,000? I'm like, that's your money, fool. Why are you asking? Okay. So then she like, yeah. And she was like, well, maybe you need to take 2. He was like, well, hold on. What kind of house I'm going to buy with $2,000? Like, I got to put first month's, last month's, utilities. I got to buy furniture. You know, I got to buy food because I like to eat. Like, what kind of place I'm going to fit in to buy with $2,000? So she was like, well, you don't need to buy a place. You could just stay with me. I was like, damn, Fatima, y'all been together for a week. Like, you moving fast, girl. You's a U-Haul queen. But anyway, he like, what? Like, I don't know about that. Like, you sure you want me? She was like, yeah, because, you know, I never felt, not never. I haven't felt this way in a long time. You give me, like, all these bubbly feelings and stuff like that. Like, I'm feeling all butterfly-y and stuff all in my body. And then you be hitting it and hitting them spots and stuff. And then you be messing up my synthetic wig in the shower and stuff. So I'm like, I want you to move in. So he was like, all right, girl. All right, well, let me think about that. She was like, what? Like, you ain't feeling me or nothing? And he was like, no, it ain't that. You know, let me just think about it. And so he was like, well, is we dating or whatever? She was like, no, maybe it's kind of like we just hanging out. We just filling it out or whatever. And it'll just be for like 8 to 10 months. Because in about 8 to 10 months, you already going to have $100K or whatever. And so he was like, $100K, 8 to 10 months. I don't know. She was like, well, you know, ain't no pressure for real. You know, just come on home and I'll cook for you. And then she was like, you see how I said home? He was like, yeah, I saw how you said home. You said it 2 times or whatever. And she was like, boy, stop playing with me. Give me a kiss. So then he gives her like this little forehead kiss because you know he already had his mouth. Woo, child. So she like, well, why you acting strange? And he was like, well, she was like, oh, okay, never mind. It's because you excited about the money. He was like, yeah, it's the money. Like, he could have just easily told her that he had sex with his ex or whatever like that. Or something. He could have been like, you know what? Because they not dating. They not in a relationship. So, like, you could have just been like that. Or you could have just said nothing at all. I mean, I don't know what their arrangement is. Like, if they was like fuck buddies or something like that, then maybe you ain't really need to tell her. Or because she getting real serious with it or whatever, and you see how she gets serious, then maybe you could have been like, well, let's slow it down, something or whatever. But he acting all stupid and peculiar and stuff, and she like, oh, okay, but you ain't never had that much money, so I understand it or whatever. So I'm just like, So she leave, he start dancing with the money. We see Andy and Gary. So, child, they all romantical and stuff, kissing and drinking wine and all that other stuff. And he like, you know, all those promises I made, you know, have I broken any? And she was like, well, no. He was like, see, you know, all right, well, all them promises, I promise you, as if you marry me or whatever, we could put all that past behind us and stuff. And she was like, well, you know, I just get worried because you're real jealous and stuff. And he was like, well, okay, well, you know, I'm working on it, but you liked it in the beginning. He was like, you really like it? She was like, I mean, like a smidge. Like, I just like a smidge, but you like on a borderline. You be ready to kill a nigga and shit. And he was like, what? I mean, all right. Okay, well, we could go to counseling, and I'm going to counseling, so, like, we can both go to counseling and stuff. And she was like, okay, well, when you go to counseling, he was like, yeah, because both of us can go to... Me? like, why I'm going to counseling? He was like, but because I was talking about like couples counseling. No. You said me, why I need to go to the therapist. So she all offended and stuff like that. He like, well, you know, cause you get a little flirty and you be smiling in people's faces and stuff like that, and then that be making me a little jealous. And she was like, "So you blaming me?" No, I'm not blaming you. I'm gonna work on it or whatever. But I mean, it be making me jealous and stuff. She was like, he was like, "Well, you know, you was gonna say something." Well, you know, I was gonna say that maybe we engaged, but I don't know. I'm gonna take it back now. I'm gonna take it back. He was like, "No, you can't play like that. You can't play like that." She was like, "Well, all right. Well, maybe, you know, I'll work on not being so flirty and stuff, and I'll work on me and you work on you." Okay. He was like, all right, good. But just to let you know, I'm a smart bitch. Okay. Because I got all these degrees and stuff like that. And I don't use my cuteness and smiles and flirtatious behavior to get where I'm what I need. I use my brain. Okay. Just so you know. And I'm like, okay, Andy, but girl, you cute. You be flirty. And you be using your brain. So you use it all together. Ain't nothing wrong with a whole package deal, Andy. Ain't nothing wrong with it, girl. You can't help that you cute. So that he was like, all right. And so then they all lovey-dovey and stuff. They all kissy. They all with the ring and stuff. And then they all engaged. So then he like, okay, well, when we going to set the date? Child, soon as he said that, knock, door barge in, the damn going Danny, Karen, and Bree come in like the Powerpuff Girls, all standing there looking at Gary like, nigga, why is you here? So he like, oh, okay, well, I'm finna go. Danny like, you should stay. No, have some wine, you know, we can chat or whatever. Oh, is that a ring on your finger, girl? Okay. So he like, no, I'ma leave. So he get up, he leave or whatever. Bree like, all right, move over, Andy. We finna talk. So they all sit there on the couch or whatever like that. And so Andy like, Karen, you told him. Karen looking all quiet. She ain't really saying nothing or whatever like that because she embarrassed because she just was, you know, bow chicky wow with Zach. So she ain't got a leg to stand on or whatever like that. So then Bree like, you engaged, Andy? I'm like, girl, that's a dumbass question. You see the ring on her finger, but okay. So Danny like, congrats, girl. Don't get no prenup. And she was like, she was like, do you see her ring? Like, congratulations. And she was like, I mean, if you gonna get your ass beat, you know, get paid for whatever. So then Karen and Bree getting all in their feelings and stuff like that. And Danny like, I was being facetious, but you know, like she gonna do what she wanna do. I told y'all we not gonna change her mind or whatever like that. And so Bree basically was the only one talking. Danny was basically like, she gonna do what she wanna do. We not gonna change her mind or nothing like that. And so Bree like, why am I the only one talking? Karen like, Karen like, well, I mean, we can't really tell her what to do. We can't really tell. And then they like, hold up, wait a minute, bitch. Because I could be with my man, okay? You brought me over here. Now you done did a whole 380. So Karen, Bree like, you mean like, no, she was like 360. She was like, you mean like 180? She was like, what you talking about 180? She was like, you know, like a half a circle is when you make a change and stuff like that. Like a 360. Well, what you talking to me about history for? Girl, that's math, bitch. Like, what is you? I was cracking up. I said, Danny a damn fool. So then, Andy basically told out Karen's business. She was like, Zach happened. She probably saw Zach, and now she all in her feelings and stuff like that. And then I think she even had sex with Zach. So they looking at Karen like, is this true? And she like, yeah, he had came down to the shop and you know, I don't know what had happened. He had touched me, and then, you know, child, we was butt naked on the wall. And so then they like, bitch, what? So Danny was like, oh, so you had sex with him before you found out that he wasn't the one who racked up your credit card. Oh, bitch, this is good. So then she like, what? They was like, oh, we got the video. Go ahead, show the video. Go and show the video. So then she pulls out the video. So she looking. And she like, look like one of your clients. No, this Danny. So Danny is just giggling. She having a good ass time. And Karen just looking like, she don't say if she recognized the person or nothing like that, but she looking like, damn, like, what the fuck did I do? And so then they like, well, what you going to do or whatever? She was like, they was like, well, what happened? So she was like, I don't know. He touched me. We started bow chicky wowing. And then Aaron walked in to get his phone. They like, Aaron, bitch, what happened? And so she like, well, he said we need some space. So now, you know, it ain't no Aaron and stuff like that. And so she says, like, you know, ain't none of these niggas good for us or whatever. But, and so Andy, like, you don't know that. I know Gary. Y'all just see Gary for the bad stuff, but I see his whole self or whatever like that. And then Karen, like, well, I love Zach. I want to be with Zach. I want to work on things and all this other stuff. So she going into this whole thing or whatever like that. And so they just looking like, And so Bree, because she all gangster all in her feelings because of what happened with Calvin and stuff like that, child. She ends up telling Andy, like, bitch, you don't know that man. All you know is he a married man who went home every night to his wife. I said, oh, shit. I said, about time Bree said some hot shit. So they looking like, what the hell happened to you? And so Daddy like, look, please don't bring up Penny Man. I'm not high enough for this shit. So then they like, well, we gonna bring a Penny Man, and then we gonna bring a Rodeo. She was like, okay, we can talk about Rodeo because that's my boo or whatever. So then she was like, well, bitch, you out of wine, because Andy had drunk about the wine with Gary. So then they end up saying like they gonna go to the grocery store or whatever. So they go to the grocery store. Child, why they leave it out? Here go Bree. Is that his wife's ring? I said, oh shit. I said, Bree is on it tonight. So then they get to the grocery store. Danny grocery shopping, child. She putting toilet paper in there. She putting salt, pepper, paprika. She putting shit she ain't never even heard of in the goddamn cart, okay? Because she ain't paying the bill. So then they just talking, you know, shopping and stuff like that. And then they saying something about Zach and Karen, you know, getting it in or whatever. Fatima turned the corner. So then Fatima grocery shopping at the same time. They was like, oh, girl, I know you shopped here too or whatever. And she was like, yeah, you know, I'm just getting a couple groceries or something like that. She was like, but did I hear you say something about a Zach? And they was like, oh, yeah. So Karen, that's her ex or whatever. And, you know, they had a little bow chicky wow session or whatever like that down there. You know how exes be and stuff. So then she just looking like, yeah, I know how exes be and stuff like that. And so they like, oh, well, girl, you shopping for your man? You buying dinner? What's your man's name? Like, what is his name, girl? Because you ain't never drop us the tea. Like, what was his name and stuff? And so, they was like, she was like, Zach. His name is Zach. And then he pop up around the corner talking about, oh, they got that guava nectar. I said, oh shit. I said, that is not how you find out that you having sex with Karen's man, and like y'all screwing the same man, and then you had sex with him that morning, and then she had sex with him that afternoon. That's not how you find out. Not at the grocery store. But boom, that's how they found out. This shit next week finna be popping, child. I said, ooh, how's that gonna get out of that one? Anyway, y'all, that was the end of the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all felt about it down there in them comments. What y'all feel about this credit card? They just pushing it the wrong way. A little bit of me wish it was Zach. So it could make more sense, but it's not Zach. But anyway, the client, how she get the credit card? Like really? And how y'all feel about Fatima finding out that Zach had sex with Karen and that Zach is Karen's ex-boo? What y'all feel about that? Anyway, y'all put it down there in them comments. If y'all like this recap review and you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell right beside it. And please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button along with the share button. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.